G'day. It is me, the Line Boss, back once again, and this is going to be actually one of the first times I ever do a Storm Division game. Actually, no, the first time I ever do a Storm Division game. I haven't had the pleasure to do it so far, so this should be an interesting time for me. Definitely not nervous at all, don't question that, but either way, I am looking forward to this, so you better believe that this should be good. I haven't seen... I will be the first to admit that I probably should have done a bit more research, but I came into this very last minute, so I was scrambling, making sure I had everything set up correctly for this. Well, albeit that didn't sound that bad, I was back at my computer not on about 30 minutes ago. So you can imagine the chaos that was coming through for me when I realized that this is what was going to happen for me today. I'm also going to say that caster is ready, but to have a look at briefly what had happened, Anti-Clown Association did have choice on first pick or map pick, as they did come into this as the higher seed. They chose first pick, so we see Can't Censorship went with Brax's Holdout ban and the Battlefield of Eternity ban, while Anti-Clown Association banned out both Alterac Pass and Garden of Terror, which leads us to a map number 1, Dragonshire, which I'm always a fan of Dragonshire. It is one of my personal favorite maps to play, but I'm an offlane player, I will admit that, so I'm probably a little bit biased towards the Dragonshire map personally, but hey, it does happen where just some people have preferences to maps. Like, there's some maps I do not want to touch. I will not say what they are, because I'd rather keep my hand close to my chest, so to speak, and not give away what I hate playing, because, well, if I do ever intend on playing, I don't want to play there, because what I hate playing is very different to what my team hates playing. So, yes, should be a good series. I'm very much going to be a little bit surprised in all of this, I'll imagine, because I don't know what the teams play. I usually like to do a little bit of research before I cast any form of playoff matches, and again, unfortunately, I do have some basic research that I have done. I can see what people in general like to play, but past that, I can't go too much further, because I can have a guess and say, oh, Lupus is... Like, we go, oh, Eltox is in, maybe we see Hogger again, because Hogger, very good hero. When it comes to Dragonshire, we may get something more such along the lines of Rexar, but there are these general heroes that we see come through, such as Blaze, such as Hogger, that are just such strong picks. But we are into this ban phase. I also say welcome, Whisper. Hope you have a good day today so far. It has been a chaotic one for me, but hopefully it will do. Hopefully, rest of it isn't as bad. We are into the ban, so let me switch on over to the draft screen. Bear with me. I'm going to push the wrong button at some point. I can feel it in my bones. Let's get rid of that before I make a mistake there. Right, we are counting down. They're having a good think about things, and we see Hogger banned out. As I said before, Hogger, one of those heroes that are just very good in a lot of situations, and they have, and I can see that Can't Censorship has a good Hogger player, so, albeit every single player here is going to be good, that's without a doubt, but Hogger seems to be one of their more preferred heroes, so they went, let's just get rid of it now before anything else can come through. And we do see Lucio banned out as well. Two bans down, 2 more to go for this phase. Second one up, coming up for Anti-Clown Association. Do we see a Diablo ban? What do we see coming through here is the question. Maybe Vala banned out? Oh, you have first pick. You can keep Vala up, but it's still a good one to ban. It is Diablo. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do see Lupus does like that Diablo when they get the chance to use it. It does leave things such as Blaze and Junkrat open. Well, I say that, but of course we do still have one more ban for the side of Can't Censorship. I don't know if Joanna, as I say, I don't know if Joanna's is a priority here as other divisions, but we see Junkrat banned out, so probably this is one of the better maps for him. He can have such good control around the kind of triangle of doom, or as I've started now calling it more and more of a Bermuda Triangle in the middle of the map. as well as that bottom shrine. Just those two ways to get in can just be trapped easily and make it much harder for you to move. And we do see Chromie picked up first. I do see that it is a general go-to for Calcia. It looks like they've played it in a decent chunk of their matches when they get the chance. Oh. Yeah. I say a decent chunk, but it looks like they do find it a comfortable hero, not necessarily the kind of their go-to. And we do see Blaze and Greymane picked up. Blaze, again, one of those very strong heroes that kind of can slot into a lot of spots at this point in time, most often in the off lane. Because he just has such good wave clear. He can brawl pretty well, and then Greymane camps, good damage. If you're good at him, pop off. No one can not necessarily no one can stop you, but you can absolutely do work. And we see now Joanna and Dahaka picked up in their own right. Both good heroes. Anti-Clown Association picking up some good picks in the first part. Same for Can't Censor Ship. But again, you'd expect that at this point because, well, in theory, these are, well, in practice as well, these are very good players. And I wish I could play anywhere near as close as these guys, but not quite something I can do. Speaking of which, I realized I should probably set the command up for Maturino, but now I'm here going, I only had so much time, I could only do so much. But Brightwing banned out. They may be looking at running their Genji. I do know they have Nephanatos playing like on the Greymane currently. Oh, yeah, Nubrak also a good one for that start to choke out your tank picks, get you something into maybe you don't play as much, but it's still pretty comfortable on. Right, we're having a think. Muradin and Rhaegar picked up. Muradin is actually one of my favorite tanks to play all in all. As a tank, I do like Blaze and offlane for most as a tank for the tanks, but Muradin, very good one. Zati, Katie, oh gosh, I don't know how to say that. Rhaegar, very good pick. I like it. I like playing the dog recently. I do very much love Lightning. I know it's not the best build for every situation, but I do very much like going Lightning Shield build, because one of my friends who I play with loves playing Diablo, but he will go in, and once he goes in, he refuses to leave. So Lightning Shield that boy and pray for healing from that can keep him alive a little bit longer than you expect, especially because he does like the Fire Stomp build, which adds a lot of survivability to himself. And he's ended up unkillable in a few instances of those situations where everyone's grouped around him. But rounding things out for Anti-Clown Association, we do see Whitemane and Lunara. Both, I do like these heroes. Lunara's good consistent damage that can help finish what Chromie sets up with her damage builds. And Whitemane, good burst healing, which may be necessary when you get things such as Hanzo, Dragon Arrow, in combination with Blaze Charge. You get a pretty long CC train for the side of Can't Censor Ship. If they're actually looking, both teams looking quite formidable. I'm wondering if a Whitemane, well, Whitemane can definitely burst through enough of the damage thanks to just how she works, but will she be able to sustain for it long enough then becomes the question. I imagine Valimar has that sorted, so hard to say. Again, I'm not really comfortable with what these players can do. Yep, so Dragonshire, these should be very interesting compositions to say. They're very good compositions, very standard in actuality, very much 2 frontline, 2 damage, 1 healer. It can't get much more standard than that, which, fair enough, it is what it is. So seeing where that goes from here will definitely be a fun time to say the least. We are going to be loading into the game. I'm the slowest one because I'm on ping in the wrong country, so let's swap in and see how this goes, shall we? On the side of Can't Censor Ship, we have Chaotic on the Hanzo, Albertox 30k on the Blaze. I've just been talking about him for the last few moments and then I forgot. Lupus is on that Muradin, Nephanatos on the Greymane, and Chaotic hiding in there on, well, Azati is the one thing I didn't say on the Rhaegar. On the other side, we do have Nintori on the Joanna, Dude Abides, Dahaka, Valimar, sitting there on that white main, one of my favorite heroes to play. Vince is on the Lunara, which I figure he said, and Chromie's just already done here. Kelsier on that Chromie, which it looks like they are going to be swinging back up immediately. We get a nice little vision arrow, giving vision on Dude Abides, who gets immediately shot with an arrow for their efforts. And Dude Abides taking a decent chunk of damage, already getting about half. Vince eating the flask. We do hear Thanatos going in. I need to move my camera up slightly as Chromie's gone to clear bottom already. Hammer a little bit early. Dude Abides and get hit by it. However, Blaze Charge will find them. They're stuck in the middle of everything. Good body blocking by Albertox with that oil. And that will be the first kill over to the side of Can't Censor Ship. Great start by them. And we'll now have to see where the teams go from here. As we do see the rotation in Kelsier. Does get a nice Hourglass to fall some sands. Arrow didn't quite find Kelsier, or Valimar did. Freed for Needle in this instance, which unfortunate, but it does happen. And there is the call for the objective. 1 minute 30 is when that always pops through, and we do see camps up, but there is going to be a fight coming out on top. And Thanatos rolls out of danger. Valimar with the slow, nice double stun by Albertox. Can the Thanatos get out? Is the question. Albertox doing the best. No. Valimar hits the first of that little E. I can't remember what the E ability is called. But then Lunara gets that kill in the end. Zaty bites in. Vince just backing up, not quite wanting to stay in melee of the Rhaegar. Nintori not quite there to help punish, however. Blessed Shield still a good 7 levels off, so you don't have that available. Meanwhile, we can see Hanzo doing their camp. Joanna gets hit with a hammer from Lupus. And Kelsier and, well, Chaotic both finish their camps at roughly the same time. And talking about talents real quick. Sorry, there was a bug flying in my general zone, and I did not want it harshing my vibe. We do see Hanzo has picked up that Q Quest target practice at level 1. See Lupus is just going to clear the bottom. We can see now objective channelable for the side of Can't Censor Ship, but then Tori is on top of it. Zaty being told, no, you're not quite doing that yet. Thanatos has completed their siege bruiser camp. We can see Valimar and Vince getting very close to finishing theirs. They do have that extra poison coming through of Nature's Culling? Yes, Nature's Culling. I think so, as we do have also the Subdue quest from Joanna. And Dahaka's actually gone a tankier build. They've gone the Tissue Regeneration. Zaty bites in. Does get a little bit more damage. But now Dude Abides has a lot of pressure they need to deal with. And then Tori has come up to assist. Muradin going to channel the objective. But there is going to be White Mane watching it below it. I will mention. You can see the team's backed off now. And there's going to be the stall continuing. But Chromie, all the way bottom, has channeled, so that will be that kind of major concern now done for them. And Tori taking decent amount of damage. We see the Q onto Valimar, and Lupus does jump out, getting pretty low, but they did have the healer just joining them now. And they do have jump, they do have trait, they are pretty good at coming back to getting pretty healthy. Every now and again, I see what my stream does, and it concerns me. Oh, Lupus gets a hammer, just gets Hourglass directly in spot. Now we can see they're getting aggressive. Kelsier taking a lot of damage for their efforts, but no, they will be fine. And Lupus is going to start channeling that bottom objective once again. But meanwhile, top, Dude Abides has grabbed it for themselves as Vince has helped clear things up, and Albertox respecting it, leaving the space open to them. Meanwhile, mid, we do see there is clearing going on. Camps will be back up again in about a minute, so we may see constant pressure coming out from them. And we see Greymane's actually picking up Wizened Duelist at level 7, so that is an interesting time. Then Tori, stuck in an awkward spot, does pop Ironson. Kelsier realizing they can't do this camp now, they've been found out, and are going to back up. Greymane has joined for 4-man. And now Lunara, finishing clearing mid-wave, will rotate down as they control that triangle with the vision. Oh, Chaotic taking a decent amount from Vince there, but is honestly going to be fine at the end of all as Zaty is by them. I'm definitely saying that wrong, and someone may correct me. If they can correct me, it would be excellent at some point. We see them bite in as that Rhaegar, and the wave being cleared up. Oh, this is X80? Zaty? I don't know. I want to say the XA sound is more a Z sound, but I'm not necessarily sure that's correct. Oh, Hourglass onto Lupus, taking a couple of sandblasts from Kelsier, who did go that vision at level 1, so they are going to at least keep good control on that. Now, we can see the siege camps being picked up, well, one siege camp being done by the side of Can't Censor Ship. Meanwhile, Anti-Clan Association hasn't started their own one. They are leaving it. Oh, actually, no, Lunara's on it now, but we do see the objectives are getting turned, so they now have to keep an eye on it. And Vision has found both Vince, well, actually just Vince on there. And Joanna realizing they may need to step in. No, the camp is picked up. Joanna keeping an eye on the Thanatos, making sure they can't get the objective mid. Chromie was considering sneaking on bottom to get that back, but has been unable to. Muradin pressuring them out. But that means there is no front line here now in the mid lane to really help the team channel, so they are going to have to respect it. Nice tongue onto Albertox, I think, had happened. Call from Greyman coming up. Dives onto Dude Abides. Dude Abides getting hit with a nice stun from Albertox. They are in danger. And then Nathanatos, however, is the one going to die. We see now there is a silence onto Blaze. Blaze goes down. No one's mid, so they don't have to worry there. But that is a nice couple of kills for Anti-Clan Association, who until now were down, who were even in kills, but have pulled ahead. So looking at our 10s really quick, we do have Isolation Dahaka. I can't remember what that is called from Whitemane. I feel like it's Scarlet Aegis. It is indeed Scarlet Aegis. Other than that, we do see the Slowing Sands Chromie, Thornwood Vine on the Lunara, and Blessed Shield Joanna. So very much we want to be able to kill your front line. We can't just have you move around. We do also see a lot coming up mid. Lupus is in an awkward spot. Dudabide's trying to get on top. Tongue just short, but all while Zeti barely short bottom, or mid, of that Dragon Knight, as we do see Lunara jumps in it. And things I want to note as well, we do also have Heroics of Can't Censor Ship, which I have mentioned. We have Dragon Arrow from the Hanzo. We have Great Mages swiping what they can, but they are not going to be Cursed Bullet. They're actually going to be Go for the Throat. So a little bit more of that finishing potential that sometimes Hanzo leaves to be desired. Speaking of which, Hanzo dead. That's very unfortunate for them, and good choice to kick them away, because that will also reset Nathanatos' inner beast, so they won't have that attack speed anymore. Other things to mention, we do have Muradin is with the Avatar, cooldown Bunker Blaze, and Ancestral Healing Rhaegar, which, yeah, good general heroics there. Definitely a lot more standard array of things. I do like when we do see Form with Vines, because very much Lunara is leaning into that kind of blow up that Lunara can provide with the Q at level 7. Man, I'm forgetting numbers today as well. It's not been my day so far. Oh. Dahaka is in trouble, taking a lot. Dudabides did pop the essence, but the essence is... Oh. Hi, Dragon Arrow. We do see Iron Skin popped by Joanna, as they're not wanting to go down as well. I don't know if a Dragon Arrow... Well, obviously the Dragon Arrow was intended for Dahaka in case they could escape. But there's not more much that could happen about it. And you can see here that the team is still considering doing a few things. There is aggressive positioning from Can't Censor Ship. They're expecting the team of Anti-Clan Association to be doing their own Bruiser Camp, but no. All while that was happening top, bottom, Bruiser Camp was snuck by them. And we can see that it doesn't quite get the value maybe they had wanted, but it does still get a decent amount. And moving on, we see Chaotic does help start the camp for Nathanatos. Not going to help in either way. Tori is going to be eating that siege just while Dahaka comes back. Now Dahaka's back, I imagine. Tori is going to... Oh, never mind. Albertox has been found. Albertox doesn't quite get hit by the tongue. That may have been the instance where you could have Blessed Shield to get the kill there. But by no means that was a guaranteed kill even to use it. Maybe Dudabides then hits the tongue and you have the whole team up. Except Chromie. I think Chromie was all the way bottom no matter what happened there. I can actually have a double check. Chromie was doing their own siege camp, so they wouldn't have been able to get top. Oh, tongue falling short just once again. You see the charge from Albertox, and this is going to be a fight. Oh, well, Chromie went down bottom to Hanzo alone, but now we see there is a lot of trouble as Lunara went down. Dudabides does isolate for Muradin. We do see Albertox finds him, but no, that's going to be a nice double stun by Albertox. Dudabides is rotating up. They're going to try to get to the bush. They're not for move speed is the issue, so I can't guarantee they are going to get out. Looks like it's just too much damage for them to deal with, and they do go down at the end. Dahaka did try their best to hold on, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. Now we can see Hanzo channeling bottom, Rhaegar channeling top, and both Lupus and Nathanatos in position to push in or to get the Dragonite, albeit Notori has decided let's not have that happen, as they are going to keep blinding the Thanatos. Notori forced out, all the while Blaze top just pushing down that building. The Thanatos does get hit with Notori's shield glare right at the end. Unfortunately, Whitemane stealed up a little bit too far, goes down, and that will be the objective, the second objective of the game, going over to Can't Censor ship. There's only so much stalling that the team of Anti-Clown Station can do, but here we go. And also thank you for following Mudkip Dance. Hope you're doing well today. Building being pushed into. Chromie drops those falling sands. Dragon's Breath, actually decent prediction there from Kelsier. Lupus comes flying in. Dragon Arrow finds the Lunara. Mirrodin Stormbolt found the Lunara. And unfortunately for Lunara, that is all she wrote for her. Blessed Shield point blank onto Rhaegar, and Rhaegar goes down. Probably not quite how they expected to, but it did happen. Chromie does have fast forward? Yes, fast forward at level 14 for Chromie. So yes, she can very much pump out that damage as she wishes. You see Dragonite did manage to get all of mid. It is being forced out of bot. Didn't quite get that, but it still got value needed. And we do see the Dragonite does get ended actually a little bit early. Yeah, a little bit early. So they got decent, actually very good value out of it still opening up. But took completely out mid, and all while Blaze was pushing top and Dahaka was having trouble. Speaking of Dahaka, they do get a point blank stun onto Mirrodin. Albertox falling just short, and Dudabides did go that extra move speed once they do use Burrowing Claws. Lupus finds Notori. Notori backing up, realizing it's scarce oxygen. Vince does get hit, and that is Vince taking a lot of damage. The stun train does a little bit too much with the damage itself, as Greymane is ripping things apart. Nice work, Nephandos. Nice isolation onto the Blaze, as Blaze is going to force him out. That is top building going down. Nice stun. Good cleanse coming out, but no, that's Whitemane now on the Trombok. Valamar holding on as best they can. They are trying their hardest to keep themselves alive. They can't quite make it out. Zeti Varega finds the final hit onto that kill, and that is now the side of Can't Censor ship rolling through the advantage and making sure they can keep moving forwards. Capitalize on this. We can see there's one camp being started already, getting on top of their siege, and Bruiser camp just coming up now, and Greymane's going to be starting that themselves. But all while we're missing two heroes, and Whitemane still another good 20 seconds off. It is very much the time for Can't Censor ship to paint the map red. And we can see that is exactly what they are doing. Albeit this siege camp did before it can even start shooting at the, or throwing rocks at the structure bottom. And this siege camp also can be dealt with by Dudabides. Dudabides does drag things into a more easy to clear position for them. Meanwhile, we can see Greymane, the Thanatos clearing the top Bruiser camp. And bottom, we do see Chaotic grabbing their own siege. Let's go CCSCS Wits End. Hope you're doing well today, by the way. And bottom camp is now the core. They can see the mage of the camp is missing. So they're like, you know what, that's actually easy enough for us to grab. And all the while, we've got a little bit of damage control going on by Anti-Clown Association. Can't Censor ship is still going to be clearing up. And Vince manages to dodge the arrow. Whitemane, however, not quite as lucky. Eats a lot of damage for it, but will not go down. Meanwhile, top, we do see Albertox has Dudabides and Notori on it, but looks like the Notori is going to run up to the objective to grab it. Dudabides just zoning Albertox for the whole time, making sure they do get it, and they do. Well, now they do. So no turn-in now available mid, or no DK available mid, I should say, because technically you're not turning in, you're just grabbing it. But we do have Storm Talents now available for one team, so I'm going to open up, because we see Bullseye Hanzo, Rewind Mirrodin, Fortify Bunker Blaze. Lupus is starting to the channel. They're not going to be able to do so immediately. It is going to be Nephantos this time. Nephantos did also pick up Hunter's Blunderbuss, and we do see Farseer's Blessing on Varega. And Chromie did go Piercing Sands. So that is going to be a lot of value coming into this late game area. Chromie at least does have that little bit of extra. Well, Chromie does at least have that early Storm talent to help slow things down. Does have their own kind of earlier power spike, which helps out the team. You see Dragonite is now hitting Notori. Iron Skin used. Don't necessarily know if that was needed in this situation. Notori did pop it anyway. We see Dragon Arrow hitting 2, and it is going to be a lot of damage on Valamar. Valamar drops the Scarlet Aegis and they get to live, eating a decent arrow from Hunter. All that nearly gets hit with the bullseye as well, but no, Vince will be fine. What is... So I'm just double checking. It is piercing arrow on Hanzo. Okay, excellent. For this match, but sometimes you do see some interesting things like the auto attack Q talent, but we can see now 20s are through for the side of Anti-Clan Association. And they do have Scarlet Crusade, the upgrade on White Mane, where it does give that unstop, which will be very helpful in these team fights, considering Dragon Arrow, Blaze from Blaze, Stun. Lupus also has her own hammer as well. We do see then Chaotic has Bullseye. There's a lot of damage there's a lot of crowd control that will very much help with in these situations. Just that little bit extra AoE unstop is very important. I nearly said unimportant, don't know why. Other things to note is we do have the contagion on Dahaka. Oh, Elbertok charges. Tongue finds him. Blessed Shield, however, whiffs because of it. But I think that's a... Ooh, good bunker by Blaze, but I don't think they get to live this one. Maybe? No, Zeti quite wasn't there. Unfortunate for Blaze. A couple more seconds alive. Maybe they made it, but no, just a little bit too much. There's not much that the side of Can't Censorship could do about that one. Oh yeah, there's also the Forward Vine upgrade on Forest Wrath, and we do see Radiating Faith on Joanna, the upgrade to Blessed Shield. Now, keep in mind, we have a complete structure advantage here for Can't Censorship so far. They have all their taps still available, so they can play things they can afford to play things a little bit slower. ZT finds Dudabides. Dudabides gets hit with a decent amount. Does try to get Lupus. Hits for Tongue. Dragon Arrow. Ah, it's unstopped by the Velamar there. But no, we can see ZT goes down before their own ancestral healing could keep them alive. And now we're going to have the pressure continue. Objectives are up, but no, it looks like Anti-Clan Association are more hungry for a building than objectives themselves. Also keep in mind that Greymane has set themselves up in a position to cap that Bruiser camp essentially immediately. But now we can see the team resetting, making sure they can get on the objective immediately. Lunar actually for one holding high. Nentori channeling now. But they know if they don't have a Rhaegar, they can't take the fight, so Can't Censorship does give the objective over to Anti-Clan Association without too much hassle. Oh. The Phantos got kicked again. Nice dodge by Vince. However, they couldn't quite dodge the Muradin Hammer, but good quints by Velamar to come through as well. Dudabides comes to them for a cheeky little tongue action, but doesn't quite get it. And we can now see the Dragonite being pinged as Joanna is being chased out. She doesn't really have the pressure there to push with her. They need Dahaka to rejoin. They need the rest of the team with them. Because at this point, we see a half-health Dragonite with not much they can do. Muradin waiting in the wings. Lupus is just sitting up there. Kelsey didn't quite get hit by that stun. You can see Tongue does find Muradin. They are taking a decent amount of damage for their efforts, but are forced to back out. 33 seconds left and 30% left on that Dragon Knight. Slow sieging. We can see they're slowly and surely just burning it down with that Fire Breath. Speaking of Fire Breath, I'm looking forward to D&D soon enough, but that is a me thing, not a stream needs to worry about that one thing. But we do see now Dragon Knight backing out. A few seconds, 10 seconds left, so we may see it popped early, but either way, Joanna is just going to safely back it up, concerned about them going down. Taka clearing bottom. We can see bottom camp is being positioned around as well. This side of Can't Censorship is on it immediately, and we can see it is going down pretty quickly. Chromie does scout it, realizes that that's where 4 out of 5 are. Let's not 5 out of 5 are. Let's not go there. But Lupus is the only one not showing. Siege camp picked up while that was happening for Anti-Clan Association. And meanwhile, we can see top Bruiser camp being picked up to help with the push and help neutralize what happens in that top lane. But now there is a decent push coming out this bottom lane. I'm going to quickly open up talents and see what is happening. Or stats and see what's happening in that regard. I'll just keep it up for a few moments so and I can always discuss about it later. Nope, the teams are backing out. Oh, Chaotic. It does jump over wall. They're a bit afraid that Joanna would have the Blessed Shield onto them. They did have it up, just so they weren't quite close enough. I also didn't even realize Subdue had been completed, by the way. Oh, nice tongue onto them. Blessed Shield from downtown, but there is the Ancestral Healing coming out from Zeti. Nice stuff. Notori does cap the camp. And we now see that Dudabides is a little bit on an island. Does get with a good stun train. Dragon Arrow is available for Hunter. They may just be waiting for a good time. But no, it looks like the team is going to be backing out. But no, the chase continues. Anti-Clown Association feels like they have a pretty advantageous spot, especially when Greymane shows top, which is now. So they realize they can actually stick around here for a little bit. And we can see actually top did go down to that Bruiser camp. As I'm going to quickly go, huh, there it is, it's gone. And come back here. Right, but it looks like Anti-Clown Association got the distraction they needed while that went down. And now we're in a essentially some game where everything is even. Okay, maybe deaths, there's two more kills in favor of Can't Censorship than there is in favor of Anti-Clown Association. But for all intents and purposes, the structures are the same, the levels are the same. The teams just need to play very careful late game. Speaking of which, we do see Dahaka takes a lot of damage for their efforts. Muradin jumps directly into a team and realizes, actually, don't want to be here. I'm going to go back the way I came. Just don't mind me, fellas. I'm just going to walk back this way, lightly jog. As I don't necessarily see Muradin as like a long distance runner. He's more when it comes to athletics, he's more a long jumper personally. Especially this Muradin with that heavy impact and dwarf launch combination, which I do love. I do very much love heavy impact in a coordinated environment. If it is just like an A-Ramp or Stormwing where I'm running it down, albeit I don't think I'd ever run it down Muradin, but when I'm playing Muradin, very much I am going Skullcracker and I'm beating people up. If it is a kind of more controlled one, I do like the heavy impact Muradin just jumping in, sitting on someone going, what are you going to do about it? What you gonna do? Nothing about that one point. Lupus gets Hourglass for the efforts. Minus armor for them. They actually take a decent amount for it. As he does pop the unstop. Lupus is able to escape for it. Albertox being slowed by the W, but are able to get out. Tori helping clear the camp. Dudabides has been found by Caldok. Does take a decent amount. Meanwhile, we see the Thanatos going all the way down to the bottom objective. Oh wow, Joanna is top, channeling that. Well, converting that, so they aren't able to do much. But the team realizes someone's top, and they must have realized it's Joanna. They've stepped onto the camp, and there's not too much that Anti-Clown Association can do about taking it. Nice tongue by Dahaka. Kelsey expected a little bit of a drag, but didn't see it come out. We see now the burrowing claws Dahaka, tunneling claws Dahaka does get him to safety. The siege camp being cleared out slowly. Greymane is alone. Blessed Shield ripped by Nintori, but nobody home. And now we're down a very important heroic. Nice unstop once again by Velamar. Very on top of it, that Scarlet Aegis. Nice isolation by Dahaka. Dudabide's able to back out up top. Nathanatos chasing it down. Nope. Velamar has been found. Dudabide's now the one in trouble. Does hit the tongue. Velamar doing their best to help out. Lupus looking to see what they can do. Clean's coming out to Dudabides. Nope, good hammer by Muradin. Here, go for throat getting used there by Nathanatos as well. I say Dragonite been used? No. This gets very glitchy sometimes when this is dropped. Nice charge by Albertox. There's the ancestral healing. Hammer finding Kelsia. Kelsia now one in trouble being forced to back out. They do so. And all while we do see a stun coming out from Caldok with that bullseye talent, as well as good consistent damage from the Thanatos, as they do have Hunter's Blunderbuss at level 20. And now, things are calm-ish for a moment. We do have a breath of fresh air, the calm before the storm. We're going to be relaxed a little. I don't know if getting up to this mic is very appropriate, but here we are. But no, we do back out. We do see that it is going to be Blaze going down. Chromie getting very low, but now that's the actual Dragonite being found this time by Muradin. They are down. They're both their front line in that regard then. As well, Muradin's in the objective. Blaze is dead. I don't have the patience on the stun waited out for cleanse. Yeah. Very good patience by teams here. But Muradin did play that very well in waiting that. They did take their time. And we can see that they were rewarded. They managed to get the kill onto them for it. And I'm just like looking at the dragon talking about things. There's fighting going on over like here. I'm just too distracted by like what's happened because I'm just like very lost in it all. People are just very good at the game. Alright, we can see the Dragonite is being chased. And now Muradin's like, don't know if being here is a good choice. Velamar gets kicked. Warning ping coming out. kick onto them. Dragon Knight is going down now. Lupus does have jump. It was eaten by the Blessed Shield, and that's going to be a very dead Mirrodin. Very quick. Valk just be zoning Stormbolts in our matches. That's how I play Mirrodin as well. I very much have zoning Stormbolts as well as zoning Tongues when I play Dahaka. But no, definitely people are doing well here. But now we have a Mirrodin down, and it looks like Anti-Clan Association goes, you know what, we have a moment. Let's see what we can do with this. And it is Hanzo up now. And in those few moments that Hanzo's back, for like, maybe let's not fight under building. Vision Circle goes out from Hanzo with that sonar arrow. And now we are once again in another kind of lock of here's where we're going to be going. We want to take their Bruiser Camp off the map. Let's do so. All while there is Bruiser Camp pushing bottom, they may need to deal with that, which I maybe expect to abides to half, as I was about to say, and deal with that just to tunnel back in, because if I go number 1, yes, he does indeed have Burrow back up. The team is slowly clearing this out, and we do see Kelsier is asked politely to finish it off with just a couple auto attacks, and we see Kelsier going, really? This is not what I'm known for. I'm not the auto attack hero. I'm the I shoot sand at things hero. But no, they do pick it up in the end anyway. And now Shrine's activating once again. We are at the 30-minute mark when it comes to this. Well, getting close to the 30-minute mark when it comes to this series. Lupus does throw out the hammer, can't quite find anything there. And the Siege Camp is going to be the one taken next by Anti-Clan Association. Stealing the one, can't censor shit, but it feels like everything's in neutral at this point. Lupus. No, Nintori does know Lupus is still above. The team is aware. Looks like they're wanting to step in, do clear the wave. Lupus is here available. Still does get dismounted by the Siege Giant. Siege Giant taking particular offense to them trying to push in. But now we can see Anti-Clan Association has backed up. They're looking to channel the objective one more time. But no, maybe not yet. So we do see Lunara and Nintori starting their own camp. And even Kelsier just throwing sands from afar, helping out. Dahaka is in trouble. Druid Abides is between a rock and a hard place. Chaotic not going to use the Dragon Arrow. They're waiting for a bigger fight by the looks of things, or is something a bit more guaranteed. We see they're going to shadow the top objective, and apparently I'm tired. Nope, Druid Abides gets a little slap onto Albertox and runs away. Lupus is below. Does get over hammer. Druid Abides in a little bit of a slap fight with him. And that's a lot of damage going to Lupus. There is the Ancestral. Nice isolation from Dahaka. Too bad the heal does so well from Nintori. Eats the Dragon Arrow early. See that's Greyman going down first. Albertox and Lupus in a bit of trouble now. Good work, Nintori. Nice positioning there. Eating the stun from Albertox. Albertox pots the speed from Adrenaline Boost, but will go down in the end. We want Nintori on top of his 80, but nope, they aren't able to get there either. Dahaka is channeling the objective top. And imagine it'll be Dahaka in the... No, maybe Chromie? Once again, we get Nintori in there. Vince steps up a little bit too far. No damage really there to follow up onto them. Does get hit with one of Chaotic's Qs, but that's about it. And now this may be finally a position where, well, Anti-Clan Association is able to open up enough of this bot and the core where they can make an end call. We'll have to see how it goes, however, because of course any death can change that one. We see that this building's down pretty quick. This Dragonite is absolutely punching now, because if I click on it, it is doing 700 per AA. That is too much no matter who you ask. I've gone all the way in on accident. But yep, that core quickly falls, and that will be the first map of the series going over to the side of Anti-Clan Association. GG's called by both sides. Well played. Right, and that is not nearly quick enough, but here is the stats screen for everyone. What I'm going to do while we're having a look at stats, or actually I'll talk about stats and I'll throw it onto the map view screen, not map view screen, talent screen, and fill up my drink bottle because I am thirsty. But no, looking at things, we do see very good damage here by both Lunara and Hanzo. 276k compared to 238k siege, 84k hero damage compared to 101k hero damage. Hanzo did very well this game, 28k. Chaotic definitely quite scary on that, in fact. Other things to note is V59k. Actually, Joanna had the most soak for the side of Anti-Clan Association, while it is Chaotic once again, 28k for Can't Censorship. In terms of healing, very close between both Valimar and Zeti. Basically, 1,700 in it, which when you get into the 100k range in terms of healing, that's a lot. That's not a lot of healing in it. Right, what I'm going to do is throw over to talents. I'm going to quickly mute myself while I fill up my water bottle so people can have a look at this, but I'll be back with you shortly. Sorry about that. I have returned. I have missed the lobby invite. My bad. Dude abides. Where are you? I'm just going to ask for the lobby link once again, and then I'll find out what we have up for us for this next map. Right. So we're going to go to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Alrighty, let me open up that little tool I have once again. Tomb of the Spider Queen. And it looks like it was chosen by Anti-Clown Association. As we do see first pick is over to the side of Can't Censorship. I'm going to say Caster is ready now that I've finally gotten my act together. Which, fair enough, every now and again I do get my act together. It's not often, but it does happen. But it looks like people will be hopefully ready in not too long a time. There will probably be just some discussion going on in the background of the teams going, okay, what can we do this time? Imagine Can't Censorship has a little bit more of a discussion they're having right now, considering things were going so well for them that last game, but they couldn't quite capitalize in the end. But it was a 30-minute Dragon Show game. Oh, we're ripping it. Never mind. Let me swap it over game, and let's see how this draft goes, shall we? And my main question is, are we going to see the same bands as last time? Well, there's a strong start to that answer as we do see Lucio banned out. It may be a yes immediately off the bat. Diablo banned out once again. Okay, very strong, kind of very strong map for both these heroes. And thank you for following StirFX. I greatly appreciate the follow. Right, what will we see now? Are we going to still see the Junkrat ban, or is Can't Censorship debating picking it up themselves? It's one of those good heroes where it can be very much a struggle to push into them, but we see Rexar banned out. Interesting ban, I guess. I'd have to check Stats of a Storm to see why that is a thing, because I can't figure out that one off the top of my head. But what will we see after that? Someone in chat like whisper or something probably has like the insight that I don't have. But no, there's the Junkrat ban. Junkrat is considered one of those issue heroes when we come into these higher divisions. And definitely they're like, let's not deal with Junkrat. That's not going to be an us problem this game. That's a you problem. And Anti-Clan Association essentially went, yeah, that would be an us problem if we let it through. No. And we see Lupus picks Joanna this time. So it is very much, as always, a game of Joanna Hot Potato. As, well, the opposite of Hot Potato, actually, because whoever can grab it does. I guess Hot Potato in the sense that eventually someone will end up with it. Just looking. Interesting. I don't know why Rexar was banned. Anyway, we see Malfurion and Blaze picked up. So if one team doesn't have it, Blaze, the other team's going to have it. If one team doesn't have Joe, the other team's going to have it. Just Blaze is one of those good priority heroes. I want to know. Alright, we do now see Leoric and Maev picked up. Oh, that could be very scary depending on the situation. Maev has an excellent engage, and if you kind of... It's kind of like baseball, softball. Kind of like young kid baseball, where you lob a ball up into the air, and then you see your kid go to hit it. That's kind of Maev with Joanna. Maev's lobbing the ball to Joanna, and Joanna is there to follow up with a stun. I've seen a very similar composition with May instead of Joanna. That's always a fun one to watch as well. But Stukov, very good ban here. Under things such as Leoric and Tomb, under things such as Maev pull, Joanna pull. That silence can be deadly, especially if you do get that low blow at level 1, as most people do go currently. It's definitely a scary talent to deal. It's definitely a scary talent to deal with. So may as well get rid of it. But the last ban of this draft is going to be Garrosh. Fair enough, it is a good map for Garrosh, and if you have a Garrosh player, which I think I could see Anti-Clown Association has? I'm really just like absolutely going at it going, I think I've seen this a few times. Yeah, it does seem to be they played a Garrosh once, but it does well for them. But nope, we are going to be in the second half of the pick phase. Picks number 3 and 4 for Anti-Clown Association. What are we going to see? Vince picks up Sylvanas, and then Tori Tyrael. Very interesting. Very interesting. Tyrael is one of those ones where I'm always surprised to see him. Especially because I don't see him picked this season for the side of Anti-Clown Association. So there maybe is something of a workshop that I was just missing. But I'm more than down to see probably Sanctification, I'd imagine. Especially when you have things such as Leoric, when you have things such as Maev. Yeah, there's a lot of potential combos that Tyrael Sanct can ruin. And Kelsier picks up Tracer to end out the draft. Very interesting. I do actually like Tracer a lot. I wish my ping meant I could play her effectively. It is not something I can actually do on my ping. Very unfortunate in that regard, but it is what it is. Alright. We are counting it down. I'm going to throw it back on over the map view screen. As we do hear that countdown in the background. And this should be another good map. It looks like both teams are pretty well, of course they're confident on it. But it looks like in terms of the team seasons, both teams have done fairly well on this map. We're looking at roughly 60% right kind of win rate range for both teams. It is a little bit less maps in terms of data for Anti-Clown Association compared to Can't Censorship, but both have done well in their own right. But let me swap it over to end the game. So I believe we started with Can't Censorship last time, so let me start with Anti-Clown Association this time. We have Nintori on the Tyrael. Valimar is on that... I can't remember his name all of a sudden. What is your name? Malfurion. Vince on the Sylvanas. Studabides is on Blaze. And Kelsey Tracer. On the other side, we do have Chaotic on the Maev, I believe. Nathanatos on not Greymane, Tychus. Lupus is on Joanna. Albertox 30k is on that. I should just say Albertox, shouldn't I? Is on the big Mace Man Leoric. And rounding things out is AT on Deckard Cain, which I saw the stick and for some reason briefly went, Ana! That's not correct. It is not Ana in this instance. And we can see Lupus just throws a blind at Kelsier for just even daring getting anywhere near one screen length of them. Oh, Kelsier dodges actually that blind. One shot left. We do see they did get a reload in. Albertox being chased all the way to home. Doesn't quite hit the creepy hand. That W missed. We can see Kelsier gets aggressive. Drops the bombs and is backing out after because of that rewind. And now we can see, yep, just we're getting get into the general rhythm of let's clear wave and then rotate. Let's clear wave and then rotate. It's not really too much else going to happen, but... Ooh, Albertox barely got hit with the tail end of Dude Abide's Q. Very surprised it actually hit Albertox there. I thought they're safe out of it, but no, they weren't able to quite get that one. And we can now see that Dude Abide's Kelsier is still in that bottom camp. And Kelsier, I am now finding out, I do not want to run into, especially if they're going to be playing things such as Tracer. Let me have a look at what talents we are going. As Albertox is considering coming down, we see Joanna is going to be here very soon. The team needs to finish it now-ish. A little bit too late. They realize they do need abandoned ship. Dude Abides isn't able to escape this one. They do find the kill on him in the end. And now the party's all down here. Sylvanas has started the camp back there on Bruiser. But Kante's ship got their Bruiser out actually in a nice, quick time. So they're going to get actually some good value out of this before the camp's even completed for Anti-Clan Association. Which Sylvanas is just wrapping it up now. See level 4s are through first for Kant Censorship. Anti-Clan Association still a little bit more behind, but they have been giving more resources to bottom. I don't know why I closed that, because I thought I'd already closed it. But I'm going to talk about talents real quick. We do see in terms of stacking, very general, we see Master Assassin, Subdue, and interesting enough, we do see Pin Down from the Maev. Not often you do see Pin Down in particular. You often see Fan of Knives, the physical damage talent at level 4, if not the teleport percent damage. But not often you see Pin Down. It's probably one of the lesser picked ones because it is seen as the more inconsistent one. But hey, this could just be very much Chaotic's preference. I do not know how Chaotic plays this Maev. Right, and then Tori being chased out a little bit by Lupus. Grenade on for Wave. And it is Grenade build Tychus, so they are going to be able to do pretty well into killing that wave. Dude Abides is here. We do see Nymphanatos holding their ground. Kelsier chasing them out. We do see the Shadow Dagger on them, making sure they have to reverse. But now we see every time that Anti-Clan Association goes for these kind of bigger fights, they lose a little bit more soak. Because now we do see that, well, Lyric was able to get value here in the mid lane, or bottom lane. Now there's going to be another fight coming up top. And then Tori tried their best. They do have speed boost. Grenade can't quite finish for kill. Very good timing of Velomar to be there. Very good self-shield from the Tyrael. And they get to live for it. Which, in all honesty, if you told me that Tyrael was going to live there, I may have not believed you. I would have gone, you know what? No. But yes, he does get to live. Which, all well done to Notori and the Velomar flying on in at the perfect time to save them. It's like, look at bloody flies. We're still at like the tail end of summer for me as a background, so if you hear me like clapping, there's a bug around that I'm trying to get. I've only realized now that the problem is if I do get it, I am going to have to get up and wash my hands. So I do not want to touch my keyboard and such with a splattered bug over my hand. But I also don't want the bug to live. This is a big issue for me because bloody flies are a nightmare. Right, Nymphanatos does eat a pulse bomb for their efforts and are forced to back up. Fucking, that one fly I should not have sworn. Sorry, everyone. This one fly is being an absolute pest. It somehow got inside. I'm not happy about it. Blind coming out. Lupus just pushing in. Velomar now for one in danger. Does get the move speed from Tyrael to back up. They did pick up the Swift Retribution at level 7 to help with that. No one's able to step in. Nymphanatos 80 turns in their gems. We know see Chaotic has a large chunk of theirs. Vince very much wanting to turn in their 20 before anything else happens. And then Tori has 25 of their own. Kelsier holding things back. Lupus does get hit with the root, which I imagine it is Emerald Dream. Yes, it is. I was like, I don't think anyone's going to go the Sleepy Time route here. The Angry Broccoli here. I'd be very surprised if they did. I'd love to see it, but I'd be very surprised if they did do it because it's not really something you expect to see in Storm League, let alone in this mode, in Storm Division. Meanwhile, Blaze and Kelsey having a good old tussle with people bottom, but they are going to be forced out eventually due to Bards going, yeah, you know what, don't want to be here. And Kelsey inclined to agree, but they have Blink charged themselves up, help themselves out. Albertox goes for the turn-in, but all the while happening top, it was Notori and Vince actually finally getting a decent chunk of their own turn. And where did that play? I'm now looking for fly. Okay, got it that time. Sorry, bad timing. I killed the bug, but now I'm gonna have to get up. God damn it. Sorry about that, folks. We do see level 10s are through now as I'm slowly sitting down and putting my headphones back on. We do see that it is going to be the Sanctification as I thought. We do also see things such as, well, Cooldown Bunker from Blaze, Twilight Dream on the Malfurion, and Sylvanas did go the Wailing Arrow. And we do see Pulse Rounds from Tracer, so more Pulse Bombs. On the other side of the way, so to speak, we do see it is going to be Set Well and Listen Decade. Containment Disc. Oh, Containment Disc on the Maiev. So less of that setup, kind of that Warden's Cage gives, but more of kind of closer to a Nubrak Cocoon. Less point and click, but still can't be broken out of. But we do also see that it is going to be the Commandeer Odin from Tychus, and rounding things out, of course, with his shield and Entomb. Which I'm always surprised if I don't see Entomb. I know there was a series recently I cast it. There wasn't an Entomb picked, and it was, in fact, the March of the Black King. Which I was like, pardon? March? Okay. I have seen it do work. I will give it, it can do work. Can is the answer, vote. It doesn't always do work. Well, well, Entomb, for the most part, is a very good ability. Right, we see the team pushing in. They're going to be forced out. They see Teriel in the little cocoon there. Blaze drops Bunker right next to it. Teriel jumps in basically immediately. Scarlet considering going in, but no. That was more just a kind of damage Shadow Warden thing. Not really committing to anything in particular with it. But the push continues. We do see Blessed Shield comes out. Vince does teleport over that wall, even through the Entomb. The Entomb, unfortunately, not able to quite stop people from using their abilities yet. That comes at level 20 when Buried Alive comes on in. And Buried Alive being known as such a good ability. There is a Wailing Arrow. Once again, we do see Vince spraying. God damn it, Vince. We do hear Containment Disc coming out, but doesn't quite find its target. Containment Disc, very short cooldown, only 40 seconds. Where is this bug? Oh, you bastards. Yeah, go away. This is really just my own battle I'm having over here. Not, like, there's a game that's happening and all, yes. That is a battle going on, but I'm having my own bloody fight over here as these... I hate this time of year because it gets very... The insects realize it's getting colder and try to get indoors, and that's a massive issue for me. There you go, you bastard. Get out of here. Shoot. Scram. Bug spray. Right. Sorry about that. I have returned after my little rant against... You bastard! After my little fight against bugs. Hopefully that one dies in a few moments. They just sprayed it with bug spray, so it should bugger off soon enough. Meowxine and Tori does escape the Entomb. They do have teleport. Albertox finally see if they can hand in. Nope. Kelsey is here going, no. Absolutely not, brother. You're not doing that one. Not that easily. Kelsey is getting their own 15 in, and only 4 of those were needed. Albertox doesn't quite get hit by... Well, Albertox doesn't quite hit Teriel with the creepy hand. So that's going to be the objective. Now being pushed in for Anti-Clown Association. If I see another bug, I swear to... I will send you to meet your lord. Come here, bug. I will throw hands. Right, sorry. Sorry about the distraction, everyone. But we do see now Chaotic does teleport on. Full short with the knives. The fan of knives, so Exceed and Tori considering going in. We do see the defenses are back up. Everything is up now. Entomb Leoric is here. We can see now the chase is on, but no kind of hard lockdown. And Tori has just got move speed and attack speed, which Vince and Tracer both also adore. And Tori getting very aggressive building. We do have a lot of teleporting going around. We do have Sword of Justice, which does let Teriel double teleport. So then Tori is just absolutely loving their time just zooming around, teleporting all over the place. I don't think I see you, bastard. Right, Tyrael does throw down their sword, ready to get out if things get too hairy, and there it goes. They're not really wanting to stick around too long. Get really annoyed at these bugs, man. You... God damn it. Right, fight's going on out underneath me. Sorry about this. Right, Chaotic does teleport over the wall. But no, we do see Lupus now stepping on up. Dudabide's trying their best as well, just to kind of be in a good position to charge on it as needed. Tracer, all while below, does notice what's happening on camp. Calcia, however, not wanting to jump in on it. And I'm not seeing any more bugs. Good. Good. Excellent. Amazing. Be gone! I have won the day. So far. But no, we've seen the Thanatos turning in Ver 15. Meanwhile, the Orc now 39, getting very close to a pinata of himself. But no, we do see the rest of the team is going to be turning in. Instead, Albertox starts the turn in, but isn't allowed to finish it. Once again, the team denies them the satisfaction of having it. And that building falls over very quickly. Now, Thanatos does have Commandeer Odin dropped. And it does pack a decent punch. Tracer blinks. We do see Albertox is the one getting focused. 16 advantage is through for the side of Anti-Clan Association. And we can see that even though the turn-in is there for parts of the ship, they're having to respect it. They're having to make sure they don't overextend, they don't take anything dumb. They are at 16s now, so we can see containment just has come out from Chaotic. There is the roots just under them. We do see Paul coming in, and Tori, however, will be fine. Lupus just sitting there ready to see him jump over the wall, but no, and Tori doesn't need to. Calcia tickling Lupus a bit, but will also be fine. Meanwhile, the only Web Weaver left is mid. Very good defense for Anti-Clan Association, clearing out the top easily, just clearing out mid, bottom pretty easily, and even mid didn't get much value in of itself. Right, we're going to see there's a large congregation bottom as they're wanting to make sure they get that bottom siege camp. Meanwhile, top, Blaze is just vibing. Velamar is kind of vibing mid as well. They do have turn again, 81 gems out of the 60 needed. Meanwhile, very close for the side of Can't Censorship. They have 58 out of their 60, so... yeah? I don't know how to say it, just yeah. That's where we're at. Now the team has turned, and Albertox finally gets rid of their horde of gems, and we see Chaotic is the only one who does need to turn in still. Tyrael about to go in, doing something dumb. Are we, Tyrael? No. Instead, Web Weavers will be coming down if there's not too much for them. Blaze, meanwhile, does get mid, but leading things up to Tracer does get the stun. They don't have gems themselves. Drops Bunker, jumps out. Joanna getting a stun out. There is the Blasted Shield. Has been used already, but it looks like Dudabides is unfortunately too much in. Containment just comes out. Doesn't quite find anything, but I do like the absolute just let it rip from Chaotic. Because if you catch someone there, it's a death. If you don't catch anyone, it's a 40-second cooldown. You're not too fussed at the end of the day if you miss a 40-second cooldown. Right, it looks like march to the top building. Let's open up this boss lane and see where we can go from here. As we do see Chaotic is getting on in on that building as well as the rest of the team. Zayt the only one just staying a little bit back with that glowing bonk stick ready to stun anyone who comes near them. Even a tricky teleporting Tracer or a Nintori. Sleepy Root comes on, Sleepy Time with Decker Kane does come on out but doesn't quite find anyone. But looks like now the team is shooting back. Anti-Clan Association realizes they're taking a little bit too much damage, just kind of in the neutral here. Chaotic gets a nice tether onto two, pulling them directly into the Entomb. Tyrael does use Sanct. There's Albertox going down, and that's what I meant by Chaotic can set up a very good kind of follow-up. But unfortunately for them, Tyrael Sanct is a very good tool to deal with those issues. The thing that changes that is when Silence and Tomb comes. Once we do have that buried alive, that becomes a lot harder for the team to deal with. And we can now see Vince, Black Arrows in hand, just starting opening up the building, evening up the map. So now, once again, we're going to be in a situation where it is everyone has even structures, much like last map. But now we can see it is a boss call from Calcia and Vince. And even Velamar is looking to get in on this action. Nope. Vince is getting bullied by a tornado a little. Then Tori is here now. I do like this call. If you could boss and turn in, all while Joanna is still respawning, you've got a very difficult push to deal with top. In fact, now we can see they're heading... Are they going to hit it for a turn in? Vince is at least. Actually, Vince alone has the turn in. No one else needs to turn in with them. Exactly right. Yep. Calcier, you are a little bit alone. Watch out there, bud. Vince does actually step in at the last second. Caldic doesn't quite find the tether, and actually it looks like it may still be active. Caldic is on an island and will go down to the Tracer. And now we see Boss empowered, imbued with the Web Weavers. Maybe not that. Bolstered by the Web Weavers? I don't know. Either way. It's a lot of siege that will be coming through. That's a very fast Tracer running around. We do see that Deckard barely holds on. I found another bug for Bastard. The Arterial is going to dance in a sanctification. Maybe they realize, oh, I wasn't meant to do that, and just I'm going to dance anyway because, well, I didn't quite realize it was going to go down like this. But now we see Web Weaver and the full 5-man here. Maev's still down for a little bit. Nice sleep by Zayty. That is a good one there. Welcome, Noah. Hope you're doing well today. But you see Albertox is going to go down to Pulse Bomb from the Tracer. And that is the core quickly falling now. Web Weaver and Sand Golem on top of it. And Phantom is trying to clear it out. That looks like it's going to be the core going down. And that is the second map of the game going... Second map of the series, I should say, going over to the side of Anti-Clown Association. Well done, both sides. And let me throw it over to the game summary screen, shall I? Right, in terms of, well, stats and all, we do see that, well, Sylvanas and the Phantos have the most siege and the most hero damage and the most sock for both teams, being 182k to 153k. 61k to 37k, and 17k compared to 14k, respectively. So very good for both of them, both offlaners. Definitely had times where they weren't able to breathe as much as they would like. Thank you for follow, Breakwood, greatly appreciate it. So yeah, both offlaners had people harshing their buzz the whole game. Their offlane was less of an offlane and more like a, we will stand to the side and we'll stand to the side of Vardy every now and again. Someone will come dance with us and leave again. A lot of the time, Tracer had joined Blaze, and a lot of the time we did see large rotates coming down from the whole of Can't Censor ship to shut down what was happening in that bottom lane, because Tracer was getting a little bit too much room to breathe, and, well, Can't Censor ship took a little bit too hard. Went, actually, you know what? No. We are not dealing with this, and ran down both Tracer and Blaze. So they did have a couple kills on the Blaze, but very good safe play from actually both teams. And actually it was a very low def game in general. In terms of talents, anything that stand out to me here is we did see the Teriel picked up, and that's very much because there was that let's tether you into Entomb, or into the Joe W. And it was a very good counterplay to those efforts. It made them a lot harder to move around it. Looks like we have another lobby, so I'm going to swap on over into there and then go into the map view screen. Because I know how long my game takes to load things, so I know I can safely do this. And it looks like we're going to have a map-free Towers of Doom, which I am always a good fan of map-free Towers of Doom. And it looks like it was picked by the side of Anti-Clown Association. So once again, the team of Can't Censor ship has opted for first pick. Yeah, that sounds about right. And now I've snuck my way onto Can't Censor ship, and if you have me playing the game, that's a definite loss. You do not, not been moved to observers. Like, actually, no, let's not have a caster play the game. Which, you know what? Correct. Good choice. Actually, if you're Anti-Clown Association, leave me there. It makes it much easier for you. But Can't Censor ship probably wouldn't accept me there either. We can see now things being swapped around. We're just waiting on one more. But I should just say, I'll wait to say caster ready when everyone is in here. I hope everyone's having a lovely day today. I will say as well, the sun is still shining for me. It's only just past 2 p.m. It's a nice warm day. It could be warmer. It could be warmer. It's definitely not the warmest day, but in the sun, in this window, it is lovely. But yes, what are we going to see is kind of the question that is on my mind for this late game. Because this very much could be the last map of the series, depending how things go. Not for both teams' kind of season. Both teams still have a bit more to do this season. This is just the winners semi-final bracket, all in all for Storm Division. I'm going to say caster is ready. This is the winners semi-final for Storm Division. So we do have a little bit more time to go before everything rounds out. You little shit just landed on my screen. This one bug won't die. What are you? I've sprayed you with fly spray. Die. Sorry about that. I get very passionate about insects in my space, and there's just one that is constantly floating around. Which hopefully they should die now. I thought I got them all. But apparently, there's one just surviving everywhere, which I do not appreciate from it. It will learn its lesson one day, but for now we do have Towers of Doom, so let me swap on over to the draft screen, shall I? Where's my water bottle? It's up behind me. Cool. Excellent. Right, into the draft we go. I imagine we're going to see very similar bands to last time. Show me Lucio. I said show me Lucio. Thank you. I get listened to in the end. I wanted my Lucio ban. I don't want Lucio ban. I want to very much see the Lucio. But there is the Lucio ban. Inevitable as it seemed. We do see Diablo banned out as well. I'm going to quickly stand up and move my mic with me because I can apparently do that. There we go. Excellent. Not too close to my face, so I'm going to see what's happening back here. Right, that should deal with that issue. Right. Sorry about that, everyone. But I am back. I'm about to cough up a lung because I just realized I've just sprayed a bunch of fucking fly spray near me. But I want to get rid of this bloody bug. Goddamn fly season. Fly season in a relatively rural part of New Zealand is definitely a issue because they come everywhere. And actually, this is the first time we see Junkrat make it through the draft. Lo and behold, he gets picked immediately. And that is a very annoying hero to have on this map as well. He kind of just is able to throw grenades at you from afar and stop you from channeling. And that is what we call a not very fun time. If you're the side of Anti-Clown Association, it definitely stops you from doing anything else. Right, countdown continuing. What are we going to get? First two picks. We do see Dahaka and we do see Chromie. Calcia back there. Speaking about heroes that can pester you from afar, Chromie is definitely one of them, especially when we get things such as fast forward coming through. And Dahaka, just a good general offlaner, especially for this season. Yeah, fly season, Monkey S, exactly, Goon. Absolutely gets on my dang nerve. Fortunately, I'm in an area of the country where we don't get massive blowflies, they're just more common flies, but it's absolutely a nightmare when these bugs decide, you know what, that house looks like a particularly good place to go. Nintori, not that old, professional teams seem unbalanced. Well, in theory, the teams are unbalanced. Yeah. You know what, Culkin? Very much it could be the flies are venomous in Australia. Oh my god, there's another one! Gah! Give me some of those venomous spiders, get rid of these bugs. I want out. Maybe Azrael not gonna... Ah! This is Storm Division. This is the top division in the Nexus Gaming series. So very much it is a place where he should be. So yes, definitely these are all very good heroes in their own right. But now that I'm going to stop ranting about bugs, because goddamn, also welcome everyone, hope you're doing well today, and go back to the draft. We did see Blaze and Anubrak picked up. Blaze, very good offlane, can double soak Sime as well. Anubrak, scary in their own right. I bet we do see Chromie and Dahaka on the other team. No, that's alright, little bug, come here. I'm just going to kill you. We do see also Rhaegar picked up by Velima. Chromie, Dahaka, and Greymane. Very good last pick, well not last pick, but fourth pick there from Vince. Definitely something interesting. I got filth. He is ancient. Interesting. Good to know that he is ancient. I'll make a note of that for my future knowledge. Maybe we should get a house fly to eat flies. You know what? I don't have that idea. I'm sure I could coax one in. And we see Genji picked up. I was wondering when the Phantos is going to pick this up, because I can see it is something that he does enjoy going to when, or they do enjoy going to when they get the chance. And Anduin picked up. Good old safety button coming on in from the Anduin. I do love the, what do I actually call it? Sorry. What I usually call it, not safety button, but trust issues button I call it on Anduin. His joints of dust. I heard he's legit about that, yeah. Oh wow, Notorious how much older? Huh. I did not know that. Well, the more you know. But right, that is going to be our draft. We do see that these are very good team comps. So I'm going to do is swap back to the map screen, and we are going to see where this goes, shall we? So let me just click this button here. I curse this fly's family lineage. Not everyone's like 30 plus, but still. I'm not 30 plus. I came into HOTS very late as the thing. I very much was a late HOTS player. I came in after everything had been settled. And like, this game's fun, and then started casting it for no reason. No, the reason is I very much enjoy the game. And now I much more prefer talking about it and casting it than actually playing it in of itself. But here I am, Ozzy again off 3,000 years ago when HGC was still a thing. Yeah, it does sound about correct, because that's well before my time playing this game. But right, we're in the game, so let's swap on over into that, shall we? And we'll start over here. So, we will start with the side of Can't Censor Ship. We do see that Lupus is on the Anubarak. Albertox is sitting there pretty on that Blaze. Chaotic is on the Junkrat, Nathanatos, Genji, and Zaty running things out with the Anduin. On the other side, we do have Dudabides on that Dahaka, Velamar on the Rhaegar, and Tori. Garrosh, which was banned out last time. Sorry, I missed that one. Kelsia is on the Chromie, and rounding things out, Vince is on the Greymane. So let me just flip it on into the mid. Put this in the corner, because that bug is dead and gone, and I am not wanting to see it ever again. If there's another one, there's going to be another one that replaces it soon enough. I should really stop complaining about the flies. It's just a fact of New Zealand. If you live in New Zealand, you're going to end up with a fly issue at some point or another. We do see now the Falling Sands coming on out. Dudabides helping clear that wave. Stun coming out from Lupus. And Genji and Elbdox already come top. Unfortunately for Dudabides, you're not a hero that relies too much on mounting. So it's a bit harder for Nathanatos to... Oh. Well. I know you guys were joking about Tori being old. But I don't suppose you meant his internet as well. No, not Tori game. It was just Vince backing on up. So let me just push it on over to here. And I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens here. So we did have a quick pause. Genji, as we did see before, was interrupting Dudabide's rotation, which it's Dahaka. You're not too fussed about that one. You don't have a mount. You don't have to remount. And as you get along further and further, you do at least go faster and faster as time goes along, which I will double check the talents. I actually forgot to do so. Ow! What else was there? We do see in general, I do like both compositions. It is definitely a, I'm a fan of what both teams are bringing to the table. I'm very much hoping that Can't Censor Ship takes this one, because I'm wanting to see a series greater than a 3-0, because it's not often I get to do best of 5s for NGS. I get to do it for GGS every now and again, when they let me come on in, which I do very much enjoy my time there. They are very wonderful people. But not often they touch Stormdiv. Actually, not at all. As I said, right at the beginning, Blaze's mid-stun. Nathanatos, why are you calling that out? But yes, as I was saying, it is the first time touching this. So, nerves were around at first, but lo and behold, it is just like casting any other game. You get used to it in the end and hope that everything goes alright. Which, it seems to be going alright so far. There were definitely a few things I was missing, because I only had half an hour to get ready for this, and half of those out, and about 20 of those 30 minutes, I was being pestered by that same fly that has been haunting me to this day. So I curse its bloodline, I curse its family lineage, and hopefully all its brethren. But we are here. We had everything somehow sorted. At least things look alright, even if I'm just going to spend most of the stream complaining about one fly. Or at least a bunch of smaller flies that are just going to get absolutely on my nerve. But no, it has been a good one so far. definitely interesting to see just how well the teams play and comparing it to the divisions that I usually cast, which is most others. I know they can't see that I'm ready, but I can just talk and say I'm ready. Hopefully someone does notify them, but it looks like we are getting back into it. We see the countdown, so let me swap it back on over. Dudabides get stunned. Will they get out? Burrow coming through. Dudabides. Dudabides is fine. Bellamar is up to help out their good old space Yoshi of a friend of Dudabides. I'm gonna... Can I move this over the screen? Nope, it's not gonna work. Cool, excellent. And now I've clicked on the cannon tower. That minion, because that will die first. Yeah, and now Dudabides has a lot they need to deal with. Albertox, I do like this. Albertox and Nephanotos is getting pressure out here. But meanwhile, mid, we see the bug itself, the Nubrak go down. There's a few beetles left in its wake. But that is not going to be too much more before they go down. But now we see the invade coming up from Notori. Notori looks very menacing as that. Valamar is going to be standing barely on the edge. Nope. They were still in that, but they were trying their best to make sure they're channeling the objective without anything else going wrong. Chaotic does get hit, does get thrown out of their own trap. There comes the safety button from Zayty. That life grip, whatever you want to could call it, barely holding them on. And now we see Notori in an awkward spot, but Valamar even more so. They do get hit with the dash, they do get hit with the splash, but no, there is nothing to finish off. God, Dudabides is so good. I wish he had given me a little game effect. Ask him. Have you tried asking him got filth? He may say yes. You never know until you ask. But no, we can see now the sappers are being cleared out from the team. Is slowly going down. Chaotic and Nathando's trying their best to do so. And Lupus just creating the space for him to hit it. Nice hit onto Lupus. We see they going Warbreaker by the looks of things. Yep, 9 stacks on Warbreaker already. Very good start from Notori. We also have Tahaka actually going at it. Not adaptation, that's for upgrade. Tissue regeneration at level 1. So once again, we're leaning towards this kind of tankier build as opposed to the race car build that you do often see on this map. So we're not going to go that kind of full-on rotation speed to Haka that we have seen numerous times. And Tori finds Lupus, does get a nice double slam, and they're just about done with their quest. So we are going to continue the rotation. Nope, we are just going to have a consideration. Greyman and Genji are fighting in mid, I want to mention. But so we got a weird 1-1 free split. Not often you do see this, but when you have things such as Genji around, you can do this a little bit more, as you do want to discuss. Thank goodness. Notorious good player still. Yeah, Notorious been doing excellent this series. I very much wish I could play things nearly as well as Notori. Notori looking to step back up. They do eat the trap with their unstop. Chaotic goes, oh wait a minute, I don't want to be here. Backs out a little bit. Speaking of not wanting to be here, we see Rhaegar slowly falling to the ground after the time stop. They'll stop, though, basically saves him, but Valamar does complete their quest. Does get pushed away by Notori. And now we see actually top. Blaze went down. Vince was there to find the kill there, and I'm too focused on the bottom to realize what's happening top. Sorry about that. I am apparently not very good at my eyes today. You see that's a few shots coming through. Tahaka chasing the Thanatos all the way out, but there is no support here for them. Greymane is just going to clear top. Yeah, as I say, don't think Dudabides will be able to get away with this. No, it looks like not. Chromie gets bottom, and now we have actually a unstoppable trap. I know, what a god. Oh, throw onto Chaotic. Chaotic now in trouble. There is no concussion mine for them. There it is. A little bit too late. Yeah, may as well unstop that concussion mine to keep walking at them. Albertox is going to try to get it. We see Tahaka considered stopping them. Saw the Endo route coming out. Not needed. I can go elsewhere. Unstoppable trap holy. I do sometimes wonder with how I speak. It does sound like I'm very excited even over most simple things such as unstopping a Junkrat trap. That is just very much, if I go into kind of full New Zealander mode, we do see the Junkrat is going to be popping up a trap, and we do see he is going to be pushing Country Mine down. We do see a dive coming out onto Notori. Notori does go for a swing onto Lupus, but no, they are going to continue backing out. We see Notori is going to survive. Again, he is killing so well. Yeah, no, I very much have to speak for what I do on stream, because if I do go full New Zealand or go into my normal speaking voice, it becomes infinitely harder to understand for most people. So the side quirk is I do sound like I'm very excited a lot of the time, even about very simple things. We do see Vince does get thrown to safety by Notori. Nefendos tries to jump on top of him, but cannot do so. Notori pops the unstop and gets out. The unstop wasn't necessary by the looks of things, but again, you can never be sure in these situations and would rather play it safe than sorry. Meanwhile, we do see Dahaka clearing out minion stop, Rhaegar in a little bit of scuffle with Nathanatos mid, and back in, Notori 3v1 walks away. My God. I know, at this point I'd be also asking Notori about the same thing, got Filth in all honesty. And there's a trap. No unstop that time, or no, Notori didn't pop that time. Maybe they thought that trap was beneath him and wasn't going to root them, but it's a side of the audacity of the trap rooting Notori. It just happened. We do see 10s are through for now, the side of Anti-Clan Association. We do see Isolation Dahaka. We do see the Ancestral Healing on Rhaegar, Soiling Sands Chromie. Warlord's Challenge on Garrosh. And the Curse Bullet Greymane. On the other side, we do have Extract Genji, the Cocoon Anubrak, which Anubrak did go to stall out Galzia there. Cooldown, Bunker, Blaze, Junkrat, Chaotic not quite actually getting that in time. We also see the Riptide, Junkrat, and the Light Bomb Anduin. Lupus thrown in, taking a lot of damage. There comes the safety button. Vince gets thrown in after it, but no, Vince has to go upwards. We do see Ancestral Healing come out onto them. Oh, while Chromie did find the objective bottom, so this objective phase is Baby Juice's nice. Okay, you know what? Got Filth, I'll give you that. You can have it. I won't take you that pleasure. I won't take from you that pleasure. But we do now see Notori is clearing out mid, which it's Garrosh. I wouldn't call that particularly amazing clear. You see Albertox does get hit with a cursed bullet and is forced out. Right, stun onto Garrosh right as Lupus was thrown by Notori. Does nearly hit the slam onto Lupus, but no, was a little bit short. Meanwhile, we see Dahaka is going to continue that split push. Tongue finding the Blaze mid-charge. Albertox a little bit checked there by Dudabides. Dudabides very good Tongue that time around. Vince just walking on up, not wanting to be involved with Nathanos. And meanwhile, Chaotic overshot a little bit with their Junkrat mines, but not quite. No, but honestly, does find Calcia still. So we take both. We take that little bit of extra hero damage. We do see Notori thrown off. Lupus is going to dive. Ooh, nice Hourglass by Chromie. Notori, I don't believe, had ally enemy throw once again, because I'd like to see him step up and throw him over this wall. Considering Lupus was still mid-charge, that could have been a deadly spot for them. But no, that is going to be a very safe Lupus who is just vibing. Now we do see it as double objective phase top. What are we going to see here? Is that another fly? Oh no! It is. How do they keep getting... Is there a window open here? I'm going to close that window. But right, we do now see that... Yep, touch the Cocoon. I think I must have missed that one. Right, Dudabides is on top of Albertox. We do see Rhaegar gets the turn in on the left side. Burst, Curse Bullet onto Lupus. And we do see that it is an even objective trade. If it was insane, then wow, I guess I do miss some of these things still. That is probably one of my flaws, that I do get a little bit distracted by the grander scheme of things. But no, we see Dudabides and Albertox are going on up top. And we do see Lupus now considering diving onto Valimar and Vince, but no, they have ran upwards away. But Blaze now must be aware that this rotation is occurring. Nice eat there from Dudabides, running a straight line, but no, Albertox did pop the Adrenaline Lush, and we'll be fine. There comes the Sapper. We do see the dive coming out. That is Notori being thrown back in. They do see stepping up. Anduin a little bit outside of their max range for the Q. But now we see the Phantos is here to help clean up whatever unfortunate soul runs into these traps. Oh, Hourglass gets popped. So they know they're there. They must have just been outside the range. Holy moly, this is Frosty Wind. Welcome, Frosty Wind. Hope you're doing well. Oh, Nathanatos sees things. We see Vince rotating up. Albertox is there. Now we see Notori a little bit on an island, getting slowed by Albertox. Oh, Notori taking a dash through. We do see a nice stun by Albertox onto both Dudabides and Notori. X-Strike coming on through. And that is Notori getting relatively low. We do see the Ancestor coming on top. Riptide drifting on top of them does a decent amount of damage. But there's good shielding there by Notori thanks to that Q. And there's also an Ancestral Healing that came out. Very much keeping Notori and Dudabides relatively healthy. Very good healing there from Valamar. Meanwhile, on the right side, we do see they are struggling a little bit still, but by no means can't censorship is out of it. So they do have some very good tools coming into the late game. Good. I nearly cursed it. Lupus nearly went down there. That was a terrifying moment for him. Zayt doesn't quite hit the W. They fell just short. Kelsier barely outside of its max range, and that's very unfortunate in terms of stall. Right, and now both Junkrat traps are down. We see Chaotic getting chased by Notori. You just see the Q quest going, no, stay away, please stay away. Don't want to deal with you. But Notori never got into into the kind of throw range of Chaotic. And Chaotic probably very thankful about that one. Right, Zayt and Lupus are going to be here with Chaotic just to help defend. Meanwhile, top we do see Blaze doing camp. And Genji keeping an eye on Notori. They were doing their own camp, but have been discovered. It's a little bit calmer up here. Let's just look at this. Yes, much calmer. Albertox having a wonderful evening stroll. Having a little PvE adventure. Every now and again people come and ruin his fun. But no, he's having a great time. Now back down here, we do see a throw. Unfortunately, fell a little bit short there from Notori. The slam couldn't quite follow up on it. And, well, they are going to be stepping back up. Nice slam onto Chaotic. But no, they are just going to back on out. They're not wanting to do too much else with that, as we do see they're doing pretty well. And also, Nephantos is visible in here. We see they dash through the hourglass, and we're going, oh, okay. As Lupus did step up to deal that nice little stun there onto them. But no, Notori is going to start stepping on in. Nice route by Anduin. They can't fully step in, and they do have to give the camp. Well, not even give the camp. They just can't push onto the camp. Just with the kind of layer of CC. We do see dive onto Vince. Vince does Worgen form, dash out slightly. Cursed Bullet, unfortunately, a little bit too early. The hourglass meant that was a play that showed his age. And then we see Greymane does use the Worgen form, goes in, but keeps Cocoon for efforts at Light Bomb a little bit early. Finds a Rhaegar waiting in the wings. That is an hourglass. That is a very messy looking thing. That is the extract coming out on top. Valamar holding on for dear life. They did get the answers off Vince. Unfortunately, Blades finds a crossfire onto them. That's him going down. Traded out for the Genji. And now Notori in an awkward spot. Does get W off, but no, will not live much longer. They went for another throw slam. If they got the slam, they would have lived. But there's no slam to follow. They did go down. This performance, despite his age, is still remarkable. Absolutely. It is very remarkable. Not all can be good play. Oh, that's... You guys are making this very funny for me. Thank you. But we do see now the siege does continue bottom. If this bottom tower is conceded, that's been a very good control point that they do have. We can see that it is slowing down, and there it is. It does drop, and that is now a 5 bell towers available for the side of, or up for count censorship. And now we're in a position where Anti-Cloud Association has to go, cool, now we have to deal with that pressure. Realistically, you're going to see this camp go out, and I imagine we're going to see an aggressive rotation from Lupus. Yep, there it is. Vince goes in very early. As I said, they must be aware that this is happening behind them, right? Oh, Lupus not quite hitting that W. Vince now continuing. Q, I'd say Vince is continuing the assault. Notori getting very aggressive. And we see the warning pings come on out. Notori stepping on down. Kelsier must be patient too. Celtic actually very low, taking a decent amount of damage. And no, this home that is now being taken by Can't Censorship is trying their best to make sure that yes, Kelsier for Chromie, but I assume you know that never outmatched and just making a joke. Vince is doing their best to quickly take this down, but no. We also see Kelsier does have their piercing stance on, so that Storm Talent is online for them. I'm going to open talent so people can see what is happening. Junkrat Trap gets eaten by a minion. Or a minion gets eaten by the Junkrat Trap. And now this building nearly already back over for the side of Anti-Clown Association. All before its ejector. Blaze is on a fight, by the way, top with... Yeah, this is happening up top. Up top still get in the end. But that building bottom did go down. We did see the team did have to back on up. And now it is going to be the double objective phase. 20 advantage, or 18 advantage is through for Anti-Clown Association as they do have Chromie piercing stance. But we do see it is going to be Chromie bottom and Junkrat sitting in top. Nice stun by Notori, just stalling out Kalak there for a little bit. But they're not going to be able to get to buys here in time. And now we do see a Cocoon coming out. Pull coming out from Anduin. Stun onto Nephantos, but the trap slows him down. Light Bomb a little bit anti-synergistic there as they're tossed away from it. Notori and Dudabides are in the spot where they are going to eat a little bit of damage. As Vince and Dudabides actually took for Riptire. And Notori didn't manage to escape safely out bottom. I do not choke. Good to know. I don't know at this point. I was scared. And we get yet another pause as we see Censor has left the game. Unfortunate timing to say the least, but it is what it is. We do have a I hope you're able to explain to your daughter why they didn't have it. That is very important that you could not explain. Oh, someone took it from them, so they took it back. That's my quick explanation for you. Can I have you? I'm not saying that one out loud. I don't know how I feel about that one. Right, let me drop it over to here. Actually, no. You know what? We will stay on that other screen. Because we do see there is about to be a relatively big fight break out over this camp. We do see that there is the route onto Garrosh in front. Chromie bot is halving, but I don't know how I feel about that got filth. Chromie bot is halving in the background, but will be back soon. I assume they'll get Chromie back soon enough, and yet we do see Notorious is ready. So they will be, imagined, starting up soon. But nice stun, but the CC train may be a little bit of a concern for Garrosh. But the thing that the team is missing is they don't have that really good percent damage. That's kind of what's letting Notori live as much as they are. There's the Ancestral doing a lot for Notori, but Notori is still taking a lot of damage dash through. There is a shield coming out. There is a lot of damage. 20 health left to Notori. They are kept alive by Velima barely. And that, once again, is Garrosh living where I thought they were going to die. And that is very fortunate for them. But now we do see rotation coming up bottom. And that is a interesting spot to be in. Not an interesting spot to be in, but very quick clear. As you see, Vince does have an hourglass, and we now see 20s through. We'll get back to the action, Yex, thanks. Fair enough call there. But we do now see that it is going to be picked up by Anti-Cloud Association. 20s are through, so we do see that Dark is still having to think about it. I imagine we'll see Contagion, but can't say for certain. We do also see in terms of things that there is going to be Titanic Mike Garrosh, who does get a nice double flip, but now they're really out of position. Nafandos does dash in and get the stun onto Vince. I'm going to close this. Notori doing the best, does get a nice double stun. 46 armor to Dream, but goes down at the end. Junkrat does have those bigger mines. They will find the kill onto Garrosh. And we get yet another pause. And I think there may be 3 pauses. Yeah, that is the 3rd pause for Anti-Clown Association. But Chromie, once again, has disconnected. I see another fly! Fly season can piss off. Hopefully they got it. I'm just sitting here like a can going, God damn it. Oh, there you are, you little shit! I'm gonna wash my hands again, because I killed it. I killed it. I slapped it. I clapped it. It's dead. The bug's dead. Crab Rave bug is gone. Fly is gone. I don't think I was going to hit it with my hands, but that's really gross. Get to look at this screen as I open up talents for you so you can have a look at them. So we are pausing as there is a disconnect from the Chromie player, Censor. So they are wanting to play with a full 5 even if one is dead. So no worries about that one. I'm just going to click tab. We can actually bring up talents on the full screen. I'm going to close that one. So while we're waiting on the return, maybe we'll be looking to stream to cheat. Well, there is a 30-second delay, so it is a little bit late at this point to cheat. Oh my god, it says God filth. But yeah, looking at talents, I'm going to quickly touch on those 20s. We do have Piercing Sands, Farseer's Blessing. We do also have the Contagion, Titanic Might, and the Hunter's Blunderbuss for the side of Anti-Clown Association. On the other side, we do have the Secret Weapon, Genji. Or is it Living Weapon? Living Weapon Genji. I did remember in the end. We do also have the Rewind and Uberak. I wonder how Blaze would be with Rewind. I know a lot of tanks do have Rewind, but I do very much how Blaze would be if Rewind was available to them. But no, instead we do have the Fortified Bunker on Blaze. Junkrat did go bombs away, and we do see Anduin with Censor, especially as they do have that What is it called? The integrity of this match is at risk. Thank you for following Got Filth and Sir Nina. But yes, we do see it at Censor as well. The integrity of this match. Look, guys, don't worry. I hid the match behind the talent screen. They can't see it. Things are safe. You should FF this game. I don't know if quite they're going to do that in the Thanatos, but that is very wishful thinking. But I think Blaze would... Now that I'm going back to it, Blaze actually would be insane with Rewind as 2 big stuns. Which, and saying that, Nubrak has it, so I don't know what the difference is. A little terrifying because his voice is clear. Dude Abide's very concerned. Certified dead gaming mode. Right, I'm going to throw it on over to the screen then. As it has been a good map so far. Very much a good performance to Anti-Clown Association. But as we're getting into this late game, it is getting a bit more and more scary by the side of Can't Censorship. Anti-Clown Association's definitely feeling it. We can clearly view the dog men in their position. What? Wow. I honestly don't know where you guys are going sometimes. It looks like there's going to be a quick restart of computers for one of the players. I have not been keeping track of the time pass because I cannot remember rules of Storm Division. Actually, I've never read them myself because, funny enough, I've never played Storm Division. Funny that, I'm not a good player, so I haven't played the game itself, but it is what it is. Other than that, we do see Start the Clock coming out. Yeah, someone's about to make the same joke as I is, but I've decided to close that and just go onto this screen here. So sorry that I'm no longer going to let you guys read the talents. I know it is a little bit of a hassle, but sometimes if it does get longer, I'm just going to let them have a chat by themselves. And you can see the chat when we come on back, but I imagine we won't be too much longer. But yes, I do very much respect how this game is going. And all memeing aside of a chat, both these teams are doing very well. Nantori definitely living up to hype. Kelsey are actually doing very well in of themselves, having a good chunk of damage and siege. And well, Mudkip Dance just lolling. Yes. Otherwise, things are pretty standard across the boards when it comes to talents. Things are going very well. But this map so far, we have 20 health left on the core of Anti-Clown Association, 12 left on Can't Censorship. But as I said, this is that map. Well, as a lot of people know, this is a map that can be turned around very effectively as we get into the later game. It is very scary in a lot of situations where, well, one good team fight can set the pace of that end game. As well, we have 2 objectives up and boss. If there's a good team fight wipe here, that could very much be it. If Can't Censorship loses the rest of it, somehow loses their team after Nantori went down, it'd be very unfortunate for them because that would be where their player frame would, well, this part of their player frame would end and they'd have to go to the lower bracket, but very much it won't necessarily happen as well. We're probably going to get at least another objective phase coming in, I'd imagine. I don't think we'd get too much more. Maybe Rhaegar runs up and sneaks one of the objectives, but don't know. We haven't got any updates yet on the return of Calcia. Calcia is still taking a little bit to get back. Landed on me. Right, that's another one, dude. But yes, that is very much going to be waiting on them to get back. But I think that was the last pause for that team. It does say 1 pause left by Dude Abide. So, I suppose so. I'm going to have a look at my own stats as well real quick while I have that up. I do see Greyman's actually leading the game in both hero damage and siege. But Blaze and Chaotic, both pretty close in their own right. They're both not too far off. There's about a 3k siege difference between Greymane and Blaze. And there's a 2k hero damage difference between the two as well. So both pretty close in that regard. And that healing, Anduin is ahead of Rhaegar, Spice about 6k, 6.2k. And Soak, actually Blaze is ahead of Dahaka by just around 900-ish. We do see it as 17.6k compared to 18.5k. So very close in that regard as well. And we're definitely just taking a little bit more and more time. This clock is going along. Don't know how long we've been paused so far, but it's definitely not been 10 minutes. Hopefully we do get back into the action soon. Especially because, well, I am very awkward inherently, and I run out of things to say very quickly. I've complained about bugs already, and they're missing now, so I don't think I can complain about them for too much longer. Despite my best efforts, I can always talk about how isn't it weird that this time it's not even 3 p.m. for me, but it is roughly 11 for some people on the East Coast. Yeah, almost 11 for some people on the East Coast, which is a big difference. But we do see that we are going to be hopefully continuing soon. So, always a big difference when it comes to time zones. But hey, I do very much like casting when I get the chance. And some Wednesdays I have off. Fortunately, well, I guess Tuesday evenings for you, I have Wednesdays off for me. Some Wednesdays I do have off, and that's every single week. So I do get to cast. And unfortunately, I was around for this today. Mudkip Dance doing a little bit of a sad face. Don't say it. What? Don't say what? Time zone thing? Keep in mind there's a 30-second delay, and I can't even remember what I said 5 seconds ago, what I said 10 seconds ago. It looks like they are rejoining it now, so, well, hopefully Kelsier should be back in here shortly. Hard to say until that fully happens, but hopefully they catch up very soon. But it looks like we should be in here soon enough. I would like to see that case, because I would very much like to see how this map closes out. Sad. It's sad for times, I think. I don't know. Again, my memory isn't amazing at best of times, let alone what I've said. Because I do say a lot of dumb things. And I do say a lot just without thinking it. I need to sleep and work. Oh, that's the thing you don't want me to say. You know what? Fair enough. I will not say anything more about the time out loud then. How does that sound to you there, Mudkip Dance? But right. That's really all my material. But looks like the team of Anti-Clown Association saying ready. The team of Can't Censorship is saying ready. 9:55, lucky, right. So we'll be counting it down in a few moments, I imagine. So let me do this. That was the fastest 3-2-1 go I've seen in a while. But it looks like Kelsier has returned, but no one's able to sneak top. So it looks like the general plan is tear open bottom and make sure that they can mitigate the damage that comes through. Chromie is going to try stall. Nephantos eats a little bit of damage. Chaotic stalled out a little bit longer. Unfortunately, Kelsier is this side of the objective, so they can't do it easily. But we do see that the objective is taken, and only 3 shots, well, 7 shots falling in. We may get 4 more from the boss as well. It's a total of 11 shots this phase, but that's what I meant. One good team fight, or one good pick. One good enough pick for a team fight, essentially. And suddenly that becomes a very big difference. And now what was a 20-12 lead for the side of Anti-Clown Association is now a 9-12 deficit in favor of Can't Censorship. Yes, time to watch more Notori. Good to see Notori is back. Well, I mean, Notori wasn't one who just connected. Notori just died. We do see the top camp is being picked up. He'll be back soon. No, fair enough. Yep, unfortunately that was the one person who died, never outmatched. And now we see bottom is in control by Anti-Clown Association. Junkrat is going to be poking it from afar. And it looks like Notori has rejoined the team. And we're going to get some Sackers. Tribe walked in. And Vince once again in a position where they are going to be starting clear. And what are they at level 7? They are the attack range, so they are going to just poke it down slowly but surely. Reducing now it drops, and once again Vince is spraying. Got out, Vince. And that we do see now, oh, a little bit stun, a little bit of pushback. Sappers are still up, objectives been called again, and we actually this time have a very good hold point for Anti-Clown Association. Because essentially, Can't Censorship is going to be forced into a very small area in terms of attacking through, or at least 1 or 2 very small areas. And Notori with Taunt, with Warlord's Challenge, can do very well to mess their plans up. Nope, Dude Abides is alone. They are having to go around a long way. We can see very aggressive rotation here. They are going through the other side. We can see Chromie is going bottom to get that. Nephantos seeing if they can stall it, but Vince is there to slow things down. You can see the slam from Notori stopping there. Chromie does get the channel objective. And Nephantos does not quite get hit by that curse bullet. but we can see Cocoon on the Garrosh. Vince is for one in trouble, does get unstopped, and we can see it just blow up into smithereens. And now Dudabize does burrow under Tunneling Claws, very good for dodging things such as that. The Thanatos does not quite get thrown. We see Notori goes for the Q, but didn't quite get anything out there. Nice censure there by Anduin. Zayty going under them. But no, we see the dive out. We see the heal. That is a good Fastier's Blessing. And Notori and Dudabides both being topped up pretty efficiently by that. And now we can see 7 to 9. This channel here, if it does happen, will be, well, 6 to 7, which very close game. Oh, a little bit misread by Lupus. That throw didn't quite go when Tori looked to do it by the side of things. Zayty in trouble. Does heal directly out of the tower. It's not quite where you want to be. Taunt coming out onto Albertox. Albertox running down. They did pop the Adrenaline Stim Pack. And there are those Junkrat traps to help them escape. And this, once again, very close between the two teams. But you know what? I wouldn't have this any other way where it was close. The first map was close, the second map was close, both coming down quite into the late game. And this map also seeming to follow suit. What I'm going to do is have another drink of water while we do have the teams pushing on up. Alright, let's go. Yep, there we go. I swear I drink like 2 liters of water every time I cast. And sorry, I do not know the Imperial conversion for that. You'll have to ask someone who knows liters to ounces? I don't even know what you use now. I say that out loud. Gallons. I don't know. Not know that numbering system. But no, we do see now the teams are pushing in. Anduin and Blaze did have a quick reset. They are going to be back. And none of those sappers got in, so good defense. But now, once again, we are in a position where, well, we're fighting in a very similar position to last time. Chromie is going to be here to fight this time around. We can see there's an early enough setup by the team with slowing Satins on one side and Tori in position on the other. Nice double slam from them. And Junkrat just throwing out Junkrat mines as they do. The Thanatos in position to see if they can cancel any channel that's coming out. And if you're Notori, I want you a bit higher, ready to catch me. I think American used Gallon, Quartz. I'm going to get a bunch of different answers, aren't I? Right, that's a good deep breathing. But they got the objective. That's 5 more shots in. Just 2 health left. Sorry, for the side of half a gallon. I'm not so sure. I've realized I've just confused everyone by talk of... I don't want American use measurements, and everyone's like, no, neither do we. I don't know where people are from. But no, we do see it as a very good channel. And objective boss is up in just a few seconds. And very much, we can see Gant, since the ship, is wanting to take that win condition off the map. But that in itself may be a questionable choice. Oh, Genji jumps onto Dudabides. Dudabides is just going to keep waddling away. Does pop their essence. That's not quite what you want to need to do now. But hey, it's better than dying. But we can see boss being started, and Tori does find Lupus, does get 1 stun, gets hit 2 stun, hit 3 on stun, 4 stun, 5 stun, and well, Garrosh was not able to move at all during that whole interaction, and that was a very dead Garrosh who was not able to move for a good 6 seconds here. But no, this boss is now going to be pretty easily picked up in favor of Anti-Clan Association, and now we don't have censorship going man. Hope objective doesn't get called in the next 12 seconds or so. Oh, look, there it is. Called immediately upon me saying that. And now we have a position where, well, they're going to have to fight down without Garrosh, because this is undoubtedly the last objective of a game, 2-2. If they take a fight early, they may have a decent spot. But no, we are going to see that they are going to be down. And this is going to be a very... Peak Notori would never fall in that. Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? We see Dudabides is going to want to step back in. They're just running back and forth, kind of stuck in a loop. Kelsey and Vince take a decent amount of damage from the bomb. Zayty is cancelled. Dudabides does cancel around. Isolation, hitting 3 targets at Contagion, but Katie does get hit by the sands of Kelsey. We do see that it is fast forward, so it is going to be a reset. And Crummy, if not that. Right, that is a trap on Dudabides. Dudabides taking a lot of damage. But Garrosh is nearly back at this point. They are coming on down now. There comes a Brave. Then Tori charging on into backline. There's a lot of damage coming out. That light bomb falling, and the Thanatos is getting the X-Strike out. Oh, well, Zeti is going to be getting it below. Kelsier is just above. Hits Zeti directly with the sand. And we can see now, not Garrosh, but it is very low. Blaze goes down. Now, it looks like the team stalled it out for long enough. Nathanatos now the next one on the chopping block. Taunt coming out, but no, it is Genji running away. Lupus does also have the burrow charge to get out. We do see now Dude Abides on top of Lupus. Garrosh eats the trap. That will be them channeling. Nice double kill by Chromie at the end. Just one left. Genji tries getting there, does not quite get Notori in time. And that will be the map and the series going over to the side of, well, Anti-Clown Association. They do apologize for DCs, but that will be it. In terms of stats, we do see in terms of Siege, 213k from the Grey Mains, 175 from Blaze, but honestly, Junkrat not too far behind, 171. We do see Junkrat did absolutely start tearing it up in that hero damage, 110,000 themselves. Chromie 92, and just that last bit kept him alive for so long. And, well, it worked out in the end. Healing, well, Rhaegar 112. Yeah, unfortunately, no 5-map series this time around, as it is going to be that free. Oh. Sorry, I should really update the score, shouldn't I? That's bad timing. Don't invite me yet. Invite, no! I'm busy! Let me just set myself to busy. I should have done that. But we do see healing is 112 to 126, and Soak, 25k for Greymane, 22k for Blaze, and actually, Darker wasn't too far behind him on 24k of their own. In terms of talents, let's have a look at that. Because everything here looking relatively standard. Yes, it is. Give me a moment as I'm just checking things. I actually don't know what I'm meant to do in a lot of these situations. But yeah, what a good series that was. Excellent stuff. My voice is slowly dying because I was not expecting to do a cast of this. Well, I wasn't expecting to do any free map cast this time. Good job, Notori. Highlighted just so Notori gets to see it when they're watching back through. But in terms of talents, everything here is relatively standard. From what I can see, double Anduin. I do like the fast forward pickup by Chromie. It's not often you do see it. But when it is picked up, it can do very well. And we can see Kelsier actually kept that last fight alive. They kept the game going because they were able to constantly push out sands. They were constantly able to stall out the person's challenging the objective. And it gave enough time for Notori to get back with the rest of the team, which, hey, is exactly what you need. All right, I'm just checking a few things. Cool. But in terms of talents, that really, yeah, that is all that I can really say about that. So let me swap it on over to here, shall I? Because what a good series that was between Anti-Clown Association. I do not know. In all honesty, I'm not the best interviewer. I don't know if Storm Division usually does interviews at that, so I'm very... am I really going to get got filth? Am I going to get... I'd love to hear my daughter is asking for this. I do not... I'm not going to do that. Oh my god, I'm going to get bullied, aren't I? I'm going to get bullied by my own chat to doing an interview, aren't I? Is that what's going to happen, chat? I'm not going to force anyone to do what they don't want to do. And in all honesty, my voice is going as well. But no, that was an excellent series to watch. We did see it was 3-0. Every single map, though, in all essence, was actually close. It could have gone either way, just each time it did fall in favor of Anti-Clown Association. Dragonshire, they did have first pick, and we did see that it was actually very back and forth, and went to a 30-minute Dragonshire game, which, hell, is a very good thing to see. I do love when it gets into these, like, exception is made for Notori, please. Oh, you know what? If someone gets Notori in contact with me, I'll consider it. If someone gets Notori in contact with me, I will consider it. But until then, I want to see Notori. I want the words from Notori. But no, then we did see it went on to Tomb of the Spider Queen, which was a very low kill game between Anti-Clown Association can't censorship. I think they got 2 kills onto Blaze, while there was 5 kills for Anti-Clown Association. So very close in that regard. Which then led us to Towers of Doom, which was a pretty good spot by Anti-Clown Association for the longest time, but the string of disconnects definitely didn't help them, and it may seem to have thrown them a little bit as we got to the late game. That very last team fight, it was 2 core health to 2 core health. legitimately that last objective would have gone either way, and, well, I'm speaking to him. He is going. He is going. Meet him at NGS channel. Oh my gosh. Am I really getting bullied like that? Yep. It appears I've been bullied into doing this. How are you doing today, Nintori?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I was bullied into this too, so that makes two of us.
Very excellent. Anyway, I will basically kind of treat this as a very soft interview because I'm notoriously terrible at these things, but how are you guys feeling after that series, disconnects, and all?
Yeah, I was falling asleep in my chair on the last game a little bit.
Look,
that's why I died so many times, only because I was tired, not because I was running it down.
Oh, okay, yep. I was very curious about that one. But it looks like they are. Chat is very happy you're here now. So map number 1 was Dragonshire. Did kind of everything go to plan there? Because I did see that you were not quite able to fully breathe that first match. I think you were mirrored. I can't remember. It's so long ago now. That was a 30-minute map in a series after that. Pause after pause. No, it was you on Joanna.
That was Johanna, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Whenever I see Joanna picked up, because I do usually pick a lot of the lower division games, you did very well on it for that time. Is Joanna something you do enjoy playing? Is it something that she's good, so you know that's what you have to play?
I don't know. I like playing strong heroes, and she happens to be strong, so she's pretty good.
You know what?
She can be fun at times. I like the spinny hammers. That's pretty much the only fun part of her.
That's probably my favorite thing about it. So I'm just thinking about to see the hammers go fair and fair around, and I can see people wanting to review or submit questions. They're more welcome to ask questions, but by no means will I ask them. It's probably going to be the one thing I make clear to them.
They better be subbed if they're asking questions.
You know what? That's a good point. Sub if you want to ask a question. You're far better at this than I am, Jesus.
We don't take any freebies here.
You know what? I love the idea, but no, very much it was a good first series. Very much there's a lot of rotation and aggression onto the other lane. Were you expecting that the off lane was going to be such a hotly contested area with constant aggression going up to it between both you guys, making Albertox's life a lot harder than it needed to be, and very much they also made Tahaka's life a lot harder than it needed to be?
Is this about for the Dragonshire game?
Yes.
Yeah, we like controlling top on that map. I mean, we like controlling every lane ideally.
Ideally, yeah.
But I mean, you saw it in the second game too. We enjoy making the offlaners' lives miserable.
Yeah, very
maybe
much.
Maybe it's because I'm a ex offlane player that I love seeing them be miserable. It brings me joy.
So never outmatch subscribed and then said how old is Nintori?
I'm 43.
There you go. He is in his 40s, chat. Very good to know. But yeah, moving on to... Oh god, I wonder if we can get through this without too many weird questions coming through from chat. Look, so... Map number 2, Tracer coming through that time. Tracer something you often pick on Dragonshire, on Tomb of the Spider Queen?
Well, yes, Kelsier is actually a very skilled Tracer player. I think he was actually rated the #1 player killer on Tracer, in fact.
Oh, there you go.
I would say he's one of the Tracers of all time.
That is good to know. That something probably I should be scared of then when it comes to it. And they were definitely bothering... It was actually a very low kill game in particular. We were expecting it to be kind of that much of a neutral game, so nothing did happen. Like, not a lot was able to happen for the longest time.
Yeah, I think that just the way our comp was built, we don't really want to take any fast fights, but we'll just kind of slowly whittle them down and keep them in their base like good little rats.
I mean, you definitely kept them inside the house, making sure slowly that you guys did get further and further across. You did end up down a few structures at some point, but I believe you did eventually bring it back, and that boss play at the end did seal it. And then leading up to the last map, this is where our disconnect issues came through. Did those disconnections mess with you guys a little bit, even kind of mental-wise, or were you just like, this happens sometimes, we're just going to have to try fight through it?
I was just doing homework while they were disconnected. Yeah, I don't know why I'm 43 and I'm still doing homework, but...
I mean, one day you may be done with homework then. Don't know when, but maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, but no, it was a very good map there. You guys did seem to have it for quite a bit, but then as we got into that later game, very much the team started picking up. Were you guys expecting that to happen? You saw their comp going, okay, we have to kind of get what we can early before they truly come online, or what was kind of the general plan when it came to that, other than just hit them and see what happens?
I don't know. At some point during that game, I stopped using my brain. Maybe it was the long pauses, but I died a lot. Like, the and pull makes it really annoying because I can't just throw whoever I want. I kind of have to be particular about who I throw in. But I think the fact that my team was able to stall the bottom altar for like a minute while I was dead is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
so
I'm very surprised they did not put more pressure on Kelsey, because I have to give them absolute props, just constantly stopping the Anduin from turning in. Actually saved you guys quite there, and it meant for about 20 seconds of our stalling, 30 seconds by the time you got back.
Yeah, it was a long time. And then when I got there, I didn't really do anything either. So they basically just 4v5.
But you did look threatening, and that's half the battle.
Yeah, I kind of made the Anubrak like ink his cocoon on me because he got scared a couple times.
I mean, that is sometimes that is not luck is, and even chat noted that you did manage to dodge 1 or 2 cocoons with Unstop and Froze itself, so you did definitely do well on that. And Garrosh is that one of your preferred heroes? Because I did see it banned out a couple of times.
Well, he's probably like he's a very fun tank, but he ain't great, so
you know what?
Don't pick him too much. But when I do, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of fun. Right. I wanted to play Mal'Ganis too, but that was like a little too silly, I think.
Look, I'm always here for more silly picks. I very much enjoyed the recent event that happened where people were pulling out things such as Butcher, but if you are taking this seriously, I guess you need to do the more standard picks.
I guess, but maybe they'll like buff Garrosh in the future. I'm holding out hope.
I pray. But yeah, is there anything you kind of want to say in particular about the series, or kind of anything you want to say in general? The floor is yours before we wrap this up.
Well, yeah, thank you to the other team for allowing us to pause for, I don't know, however much time it was. Thank you for sticking with us as well. Let's see. Do I have anything else? No, I think that's about it.
No worries, Vin. Greatly appreciate it. And good luck with Winners Bracket Finals next week, is it?
Probably. Yeah. I don't know. They just tell me when to show up.
You know what? That works well enough. But no, thank you so much for joining me. Have a very good rest of your evening.
Thank you very much. You too.
All right, there you go, chat. Happy? I did get an Intori because you did ask him to join me, so there you go for that one. But no, it will be it for me for this evening. I do very much appreciate everyone for joining, of course. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be wrapping up here. So everyone, I very much wish you have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or in some people of you, a very good night, because I know it's quite late on the East Coast now. But I hope you all have a very good rest of, whatever time you are awake for. But that'll be it for me. I'll see you all in the Nexus. Goodbye. Well, at least for now.